Welcome to level 6. We have now left the realm of the living man and the common law. We're entering the machinery of the state. At the very top of this machine sits the monarch, the crown. For many, the king is the ultimate enemy, an absolute ruler. They look at the pageantry of a coronation, the gold, the robes, the ancient abbey, and they see a display of tyrannical power. But today, I want you to look at that pageantry differently. That pageantry is not a celebration of absolute power. It's a display of the absolute enormity of the burden being placed on one human being. It highlights the terrifying responsibility this man or woman is taking on before God and the people. If you watch a coronation and feel chills down your spine, pay attention. That is your own spirit, your conscience, recognizing the profound seriousness of that event. The monarch does not own the trust. They are the head trustee, and to assume that office, they must swear a blinding verbal promise. It proves they are a servant under the law, not a master above it. So level 6 is about understanding the exact words of that promise. When you understand what the king swore to do, you stop fearing the crown and you start holding it accountable. Let's look at the oath.
Level 6 is the king. To become the head trustee, the monarch must swear the Coronation Oath of 1688. This is a binding two-part verbal promise. Part 1 is the civil promise. The Archbishop asks, "Will you solemnly promise and swear to govern the people according to the statutes in Parliament agreed on and the laws and customs of the same?" The monarch replies, "I solemnly promise so to do." Notice they do not just swear to uphold statutes. They swear to uphold our laws and customs, the common law, level 5.
Why is this oath so crucial for you to understand? Because by swearing to maintain the laws of God, the state officially and legally admits that there is a higher law. They admit that natural law exists and that the state cannot overrule it. The king's lawful job is to act as your shield. If the politicians in Parliament draft a statute that violates God's law or the common law, the king is legally bound by his oath on the Bible to withhold royal assent. He must protect the beneficiary. But here is the historical reality. The monarch has not actually withheld royal assent to protect the people since Queen Anne did it in 1708. For over 300 years, the head trustee has been completely silent. Every time Parliament has passed a statute that extracts your wealth, infringes your property, or limits your spiritual freedom, the Crown has silently rubber-stamped it. The trustee has stepped aside and allowed Parliament to run rampant over the beneficiaries. Silence in the face of theft is complicity. The monarch has failed the oath. Because the head trustee has failed to comply with the coronation oath, the legal status of the Crown changes. When a trustee abandons their protective duty but continues to manage the assets, they become a trustee de son tour, a trustee of their own wrong. They become an intermeddler. This means the king is operating in breach of trust. He has failed his covenant with God and his sworn responsibility to protect the beneficiaries. And because of this failure, you owe no spiritual allegiance to a trustee de son tour. We anchor this level in a foundational maxim of the Crown. Protection trahit subjectionem et subjectio protectionem. Protection draws allegiance, and allegiance draws protection. It is a two-way relationship. If the Crown remains silent and fails to protect your common law rights and spiritual freedom from parliamentary overreach, they have broken their promise. By law, where there is no protection, there is no lawful requirement for allegiance. You do not need to overthrow the king. You simply need to recognize that the head trustee is in breach and stand firmly in your office as the beneficiary.